3 days after the battle with the Night Hunters, the rescue ship arrived at Research Station 7. Anna stood at the observation window, watching as the medical team treated the last of the injured crew members. In Sector 5, the Night Hunters remained trapped in zero gravity, now sedated for safe transport. "The Science Council wants a full report," Blue said, walking up beside her. His silver skin had finally regained its healthy shine. "They're particularly interested in how a human xenobiologist managed to defeat the most dangerous predators we've ever encountered." Anna smiled, her eyes on the containment units where the Night Hunters slept. "I just did what humans have always done. I observed, learned, and adapted. Those creatures were perfect hunters, but that was their weakness. They were too perfect." Tom joined them, carrying his tablet with the final analysis. "The data we collected is amazing. Their armor plating, their hunting strategies, their intelligence, they're like nothing we've ever seen before." "That's because you're looking at them as monsters," Anna explained, turning to face her colleagues. "I looked at them as animals. Every animal, no matter how dangerous, follows patterns. The Night Hunters were smarter than most, but they still had instincts they couldn't ignore." The station's lights were fully restored now, the purple morning light mixing with the artificial illumination. Down in the medical bay, the last injured crew member was cleared for travel. "When they first attacked," Anna continued, "everyone focused on how strong they were, how their armor made them invincible. But I saw something else. I saw proud predators, so confident in their abilities that they never considered they could be outsmarted." Blue's 4 eyes blinked in sequence. "The temperature trap in the maintenance tunnels was the first clue," Anna nodded. "Their armor made them nearly invincible, but it also forced them to maintain very specific body temperatures. Once I understood that, I knew we could use it against them." "And the zero gravity?" Tom asked. Anna walked over to her research station, pulling up the final recordings of the battle. They were too perfectly evolved for hunting on the ground. Every part of their bodies, every instinct was designed for stalking and killing in normal gravity. Take that away, and all their advantages became disadvantages. On the screen, they could see the Night Hunters floating helplessly in the sealed sector, their powerful muscles and armored plates working against them as they tried to maneuver in weightlessness. "The rescue team found more of them in the forests," Blue reported. "They're being contained and studied. The Science Council wants to know everything about them." "That's good," Anna said, gathering her research materials, "because I have a lot of questions too. Like how they evolved, what other weaknesses they might have, and," she paused, looking at her notes, "how we can learn from them." The rescue ship's captain announced they would begin evacuation procedures in 1 hour. As the crew prepared to leave the station, Anna took one last look at the containment units. The sedated Night Hunters looked almost peaceful now. "You know what the most interesting thing is," she said to Tom and Blue. "In all our time studying this planet, we thought the Shadow Claws were the apex predators. We were wrong. There's always something bigger, something more dangerous out there." "A frightening thought," Blue's translator crackled. "No," Anna smiled, picking up her bag. "An exciting one, because it means there's always more to learn, more to understand. That's what humans do best. We don't just survive, we learn. And then we use that knowledge to become stronger." As they walked toward the rescue ship, Tom asked, "Will you come back after the station is repaired?" Anna looked back at Research Station 7, at the purple horizon beyond it, and at the mysterious forests where more Night Hunters might be hiding. "Of course, there's still so much to discover." She patted her research tablet. "And next time, we'll be better prepared." The rescue ship's doors closed behind them, and Anna felt the slight vibration as it prepared for takeoff. In her mind, she was already writing her report, planning future studies, thinking of ways to better understand these fascinating and deadly creatures. Because that's what humans do. They face the unknown, learn from it, and come back stronger. Even the perfect hunters couldn't stop that. Anna's hands moved quickly over the life support controls, restoring power to the critical systems. The station's computer announced, "Life support stabilizing. Oxygen levels normalizing in affected sectors." But she knew she had little time to feel relieved. Her tablet showed multiple heat signatures converging on her position. The night hunters were coming, and they were angry. "Dr. Reed." Blue's voice crackled through her communicator. "More of them have breached the upper levels. Whatever you're planning, do it fast." Anna connected her tablet to the station's main systems. "Tom, are you there? I need access to all environmental controls." "Here." Tom's voice came through. "But we're down to 25% power. Whatever you're doing, we won't have enough energy to." "We don't need power," Anna interrupted, a plan forming in her mind. "We need pressure. Reroute everything to the atmosphere regulation systems. And I need control of all the doors in Sector 5. She could hear the night hunters getting closer. Their claws scraped against metal as they moved through the corridors, no longer trying to be stealthy. They were hunting with pure rage now. "Dr. Reed." Blue's voice was tense. "We count 8 night hunters inside the station. They're herding the remaining crew toward the main hall." Anna pulled up the station's layout on her tablet. "Perfect. That's exactly what we want them to do. Tom, flood all corridors in Sector 5 with heat except the path to the main hall. Make it look like we're trying to hold them off." She worked as she talked, rigging the environmental systems. Her time studying the shadow claws had taught her how predators think. These night hunters were smarter, but they still followed their instincts. The first night hunter appeared at the end of her corridor. Its armor plates were scratched and dented from their earlier encounter, making it look even more terrifying. 2 more appeared behind it. Anna started running, but not toward safety. She headed deeper into Sector 5, toward the hydroponics bay. The creatures followed, exactly as she planned. "Tom, seal all doors behind them. Blue, get everyone into pressure suits, now." The night hunters were faster than her, but they were also cautious now, watching for more traps. Anna reached the hydroponics bay and sealed herself inside. The huge room was filled with plants and complex watering systems. She could see the creatures through the reinforced windows, stalking back and forth, looking for a way in. More were arriving. Soon, all 8 night hunters were outside the hydroponics bay. "Everyone in pressure suits?" Anna asked, breathing hard. "Confirmed," Blue responded, "but we can't hold them off much longer." "You don't have to." Anna connected the final wires from her tablet to the hydroponics control system. "Tom, on my mark, open every door in Sector 5 at once. Then cut power to artificial gravity." She could see confusion in the night hunters' eyes. They knew something was wrong, but their predator instincts wouldn't let them retreat. They'd been challenged, and their pride demanded they finish the hunt. "Now," Anna shouted. Every door in Sector 5 slammed open at once. The sudden change in air pressure created a massive vacuum effect. At the same instant, the artificial gravity cut out. The night hunters, with their heavy armored bodies, were caught completely off guard. The vacuum pulled them off their feet. Their plates, designed for stealth and protection, now worked against them, making them tumble helplessly through the air. Anna held tight to a bolted-down console, watching as the creatures were sucked past the hydroponics bay. Their claws scraped uselessly against the walls as they tried to find purchase. "Seal Sector 5, she commanded. Emergency doors slammed shut, trapping the night hunters in a zero-gravity maze of corridors. Their prideful rage turned to panic as they floated helplessly, their natural hunting abilities useless without gravity to ground them. "Restoring oxygen to all other sectors," Tom reported. "The crew is safe." Through the windows, Anna could see the night hunters trying desperately to coordinate in zero gravity, but their movements only made them spin more. The perfect hunters had been turned into helpless prey by human ingenuity. "What do we do with them now?" Blue asked. Anna watched as the creatures that had terrified them for so long flailed in the weightless environment. "We keep them contained until the rescue ship arrives. And then," she smiled slightly, "we study them. After all, that's what we came here for." In the zero-gravity section, the night hunters let out frustrated roars that no one could hear through the vacuum of space. The maintenance tunnels were barely wide enough for Anna to crawl through. The red emergency lights cast strange shadows as she moved deeper into the station's lower levels, tool belt clinking softly against the metal floor. "Power at 30%. The computer's voice echoed faintly through the tunnels. "Life support systems failing in multiple sectors." Anna checked her tablet's map. The life support junction was 3 intersections ahead. As she moved, she could hear scratching sounds in the tunnels around her. The night hunters were already in the maintenance system. A loud bang from behind made her freeze. Through her tablet's thermal scanner, she could see a massive heat signature entering the tunnel she'd just left. Another reading showed movement ahead. A third heat blob appeared to her left. "They're boxing me in," she whispered to herself. She was trapped between 3 night hunters in the narrow tunnel system. The closest creature let out a low growl that vibrated through the metal walls. Anna's mind raced, remembering everything she knew about predator behavior. These things were smart, but they still fought like hunters. "Think," she muttered. "They hunt by heat and movement. They're territorial. They learn patterns." Her eyes widened as an idea formed. Slowly, she reached for her tool belt and pulled out a small maintenance robot, usually used for fixing wires in tight spaces. She turned it on and set it to move down the left tunnel. The effect was immediate. The night hunter in that direction focused on the moving target, its heavy footsteps echoing as it chased the robot. "One down," Anna breathed. But she still had 2 more to deal with. The tunnel junction ahead was slightly wider, with access to the climate control systems. If she could reach it. A massive clawed foot suddenly punched through the ceiling panel just behind her. Anna rolled forward as the metal tore open, barely avoiding the night hunter's grip. She scrambled ahead, hearing the creature struggle to fit its bulk through the hole it had made. The third night hunter was getting closer from the front. She could see its heat signature growing larger on her tablet. In moments, she'd be caught between them. Anna reached the junction and quickly pried open the climate control panel. Her hands shook as she worked, hearing the creatures getting closer from both directions. The one behind her was making the whole tunnel shake as it tore its way through. Come on," she whispered, connecting wires from her tablet to the climate system. She could hear the night hunters breathing now, smell their alien scent. Just a few more seconds. The creature in front reached the junction first. Its massive head appeared in the tunnel opening, 4 eyes fixing on her with terrifying intelligence. The one behind was almost through the ceiling. Anna pressed the final command on her tablet. Instantly, superheated steam burst from the climate vents in front of her, while freezing gas sprayed from the ones behind. The sudden extreme temperature changes made the night hunters recoil. Their armored plates, designed to regulate their body heat, couldn't handle such rapid changes. The creatures screeched, a sound that made Anna's teeth hurt. The one in front tried to retreat, but its plates had expanded in the heat, getting stuck in the narrow tunnel. The one behind was thrashing in confusion as its plates contracted in the cold, exposing vulnerable spots between its armor. Anna didn't waste the opportunity. She climbed into a vertical shaft, using her tools to quickly scale up to the next level. Below her, she could hear the night hunters fighting each other in their panic, trapped in the temperature control tunnels. She emerged into a corridor near the life support junction, breathing hard. Her tablet showed the 2 night hunters still trapped below, their heat signatures fluctuating wildly as they struggled with the temperature changes. The third one, which had chased the robot, was too far away to help them. They're not invincible, Anna realized, hope rising in her chest. Their armor is their weakness. They can't handle rapid temperature changes. She started toward the life support controls with renewed determination. She had found a weakness in the perfect hunters. Now she just had to figure out how to use it to save the entire station. Behind her, the trapped night hunter's screeches turned to roars of fury. They would be even more dangerous now. She had made them angry. The next 12 hours turned into a nightmare. Anna sat in the control room, watching as one system after another began to fail. Red warning lights flashed across every screen. Main power at 60% and falling. The computer announced. Backup generators engaging. Tom rushed in, his face covered in sweat. They're targeting the power cables beneath the station. Somehow they know exactly where to hit us. A loud crash shook the whole station. The lights flickered again, longer this time. When they came back on, 3 more warning signals had appeared on the main screen. They're not just random attacks anymore, Anna said, pointing to a station diagram. Look at the pattern. Each strike weakens a different system. Power, communications, life support. They're taking us apart piece by piece. Blue entered the room, his silver skin now marked with dark scratches from his last encounter with the night hunters. 2 more crew members missing. They were trying to repair the east wing sensors. Anna felt her stomach tighten. Their situation was getting worse by the hour. She pulled up the thermal imaging display, now showing 5 large heat signatures moving around the station's perimeter. They're multiplying. More have joined the hunt. A piercing alarm cut through the air. Warning: life support systems at 75% capacity, the computer announced. Oxygen recycling compromised in sectors 2 through 4. We need to get those systems back online, Tom said, checking the damage reports. If we lose life support completely. He didn't need to finish. Everyone knew they'd suffocate if the oxygen recyclers failed. Anna studied the station's layout on her screen. The main control junction for life support is here. She pointed to a location in the lower levels. If we can reach it, maybe we can bypass the damaged sections. Too dangerous, Blue argued. The maintenance tunnels are too narrow. If those creatures get in there. Another crash rocked the station, and this time the lights didn't come back on immediately. Emergency red lighting kicked in, casting everything in an eerie glow. Main power at 40%. The computer warned. Critical systems failing. In the dim red light, Anna watched the thermal displays. The night hunters were moving in new patterns now, working in teams. 2 would attack one section of the station, drawing attention and security forces, while others would strike somewhere else. They're learning our response patterns, she realized. Each attack teaches them more about how we react. A scream echoed through the station's corridors, followed by the sound of tearing metal. Blue rushed to the security feeds. One of the cameras showed a horrifying scene. A night hunter had broken through a supposedly reinforced wall, its armored plates barely scratched by the impact. We can't hold them off much longer, Tom said, his voice shaking. Our weapons don't work, the walls won't last, and we're running out of power. Anna watched as the creatures moved with terrifying coordination. Something about their hunting style tickled at her memory. It reminded her of something she'd studied. Wait, she said suddenly, pulling up her research files. Look at this hunting pattern. It's similar to how shadowclaws take down large prey, but more advanced. They're using the same basic instincts, just with higher intelligence. How does that help us? Blue asked, his translator making his voice sound even more stressed. Before Anna could answer, the station shook with the strongest impact yet. Multiple alarms blared at once. Hull breach in Sector 7, the computer announced. Emergency containment failing. Power at 35%. Life support critical in multiple sectors. Anna made a quick decision. I'm going to the life support junction. We need those systems back online, or none of our other plans will matter. That's suicide, Blue said. The maintenance tunnels are probably already infested with those creatures. Maybe, Anna agreed, gathering some tools. But I studied predator behavior my whole life. If I can understand how they think, maybe. She paused as another crash echoed through the station. Maybe I can survive long enough to save us all. As if in response to her words, a low, multi-toned howl echoed through the station's corridors. The night hunters were calling to each other, coordinating their next attack. The siege was entering its final phase, and time was running out. The emergency meeting in the station's main hall was tense. All 28 crew members sat around the large table, their faces showing various levels of fear and concern. Anna stood at the front, showing images from the damaged sensor arrays. "The attacks are getting closer," she explained, pointing to a map. "Whatever these creatures are, they're slowly tightening a circle around our station. We should call for an emergency evacuation," said one of the alien scientists, their tentacles waving nervously. "The next supply ship arrives in 6 days." Blue shook his head. "Communications are down. Something's interfering with our long-range signals." A loud bang echoed through the hall, making everyone jump. The lights flickered, then stabilized. "That came from the north wall," Tom said, checking his tablet. "Near the main power generators." Anna and Blue exchanged looks. "We need to check it out," she said. "If we lose power, I'll send a security team." Blue started, but Anna cut him off. "No, I need to see these creatures myself. We can't defend against something we don't understand." After some argument, a small team was assembled. Anna, Blue, and 2 security guards. They made their way through the station's corridors to the north exit, each carrying powerful stun weapons. Anna also brought her research tablet and a portable scanner. The purple morning light had turned into a dim, overcast day. The team moved carefully along the station's outer wall, approaching the power generation unit. Strange marks scared the metal walls, deep gouges that looked like test cuts. "They're learning about our defenses," Anna whispered, scanning the marks with her tablet. "Testing the strength of our walls." A low growl froze them in place. It came from behind the power unit. "Movement," one of the guards whispered, pointing his weapon. "Big movement." Something stepped out from behind the generator. Anna's breath caught in her throat. The creature was massive, easily twice the size of a shadow claw. Its body was covered in overlapping plates that seemed to shift color slightly, helping it blend with its surroundings. 6 legs, like the shadow claws, but these were longer, more specialized. Its head housed 4 eyes, each one moving independently. And its jaw. Its jaw could probably crush steel. "Don't move," Anna whispered. "They hunt by movement and heat." But it was too late. The creature had already seen them. Worse, it wasn't alone. 2 more shapes emerged from different directions, moving with terrifying intelligence to cut off their escape route. "Back to the door, slowly," Blue ordered, his weapon trained on the nearest beast. The creatures, Anna mentally named them night hunters, moved with perfect coordination. One would step forward, causing the humans to focus on it, while another would quietly shift position for a better attack angle. "They're hurting us," Anna realized. "But not toward the door. They're pushing us away from it." One of the guards panicked and fired his stun weapon. The blast hit the nearest night hunter square in the chest, and did nothing. The creature's plates seemed to absorb or deflect the energy. "Run," Blue shouted, firing his own weapon to give them cover. They sprinted for the door, but one of the guards slipped on the wet ground. Before anyone could react, a night hunter pounced. The guard's scream was cut terrifyingly short. Anna reached the door first, slamming her hand on the emergency lock release. Inside. Now. Blue and the remaining guard dove through the opening. Anna looked back one last time and saw something that made her blood run cold. The night hunters weren't rushing to follow them. Instead, they were watching, analyzing, their independent eyes taking in every detail of the door mechanism. The heavy metal door slid shut with a solid thunk. Through the small reinforced window, Anna could see the night hunters slowly retreating, moving with that same calculated precision. "They're not just hunting us," she said, her voice shaking slightly. "They're studying us, learning our weaknesses, and now they know we can't hurt them with our weapons." Blue's translator crackled as he spoke. Then what do we do? Anna looked at the tablet in her hands, which had recorded everything. We study them back. If we can understand how they think, how they hunt, maybe we can survive this. In the distance, another bang echoed through the station. The hunt was just beginning. 3 days had passed since Anna first noticed the strange behavior in the Shadowclaw packs. She sat in the station's main control room, surrounded by screens showing various sensor readings from around the perimeter. Something wasn't right. "Computer, show me the wildlife movement patterns from the last month," she said, rubbing her tired eyes. The main screen lit up with a map covered in colored dots, each representing different animal species. The pattern was clear. Everything was moving closer to the station. "Still watching your animals, Dr. Reed." Blue's voice came from behind her. The alien security chief looked tired too, his silver skin duller than usual. "Look at this," Anna pointed to the screen. "Even the plant eaters are staying close to our walls now. They're scared of something." Blue leaned forward, his 4 eyes narrowing. "Perhaps they simply like the safety of our perimeter lights." A loud alarm suddenly cut through their conversation. One of the outer sensor arrays had gone dark. "Security team to Sector 6. Blue commanded into his communicator. "Check the sensor array and report back." Anna watched as 4 guards, 2 human and 2 alien, headed out in a transport vehicle. The morning fog made it hard to see them after the first 100 meters. "Base, this is Team 1. A voice crackled over the radio. "We've reached the sensor array." "Wait." There was a pause. "Something's not right here." Hannah moved closer to the communications panel. "What do you see?" "The array. It's been torn apart. Not just damage, but literally ripped from the ground. The metal is bent like it was paper." Blue's posture stiffened. "Any signs of what did this?" "Tracks in the soil, bigger than Shadowclaws. And there's something else." The guard's voice dropped lower. "We found Shadowclaw remains, a whole pack of them. They didn't stand a chance." Anna felt her heart rate increase. Shadowclaws were the strongest predators they knew of on this planet. What could kill an entire pack? "Return to base immediately," Blue ordered. The security chief turned to Anna. "Perhaps now you'll agree we need to focus on defense rather than research." Before Anna could respond, another alarm blared. A second sensor array had gone down. "Computer, show thermal imaging of the entire perimeter," Anna commanded. The screen changed, showing heat signatures across their surveillance area. Most of the local wildlife showed up as small warm dots. The Shadowclaws were larger, brighter spots. But there, in Sector 8, something new appeared. 3 massive heat signatures, moving with purpose through the undergrowth. "Blue, look at this," Anna pointed. "They're moving in formation. This isn't random animal behavior." The security chief studied the screen. "I've never seen heat signatures that large before." Anna quickly pulled up her research data. "The way they're moving. It's like they're testing our defenses. Each attack on the sensors is a little different, a little more precise." Just then, Tom burst into the control room. "Dr. Reed, the specimens in Lab 3 are going crazy. Every caged animal we have is trying to break out. They're terrified of something." A deep, rumbling sound echoed through the station walls. It wasn't loud, but it made everyone's skin crawl. The sound was followed by complete silence. No animal calls, no movement, nothing. "Pull up the camera feeds," Blue ordered. Every screen in the control room lit up with different views of the perimeter. In the purple morning light, they could see all the local wildlife, even the Shadowclaws, running away from something in the forest. There, Tom pointed at one of the screens. For just a moment, something huge moved through the trees. The camera caught only a glimpse, a sleek, dark shape, far larger than a Shadowclaw, with what looked like armored plates along its back. Anna leaned forward, her scientific mind racing despite her fear. "Those plates, they're not just for protection. Look at how they overlap. They're designed to disperse heat. That's why the thermal signatures were so strange. What are you saying? Blue asked, his voice tense. I'm saying we're dealing with something that evolved to be a perfect hunter, Anna replied, watching as more shadows moved through the trees. And it's hunting us. The station's lights flickered, and in the distance, another sensor array went dark. The morning light on planet GX249 always came with a purple tint. Dr. Anna Reed stood at the observation window of Research Station 7, watching the strange dawn break over the alien landscape. Her reflection showed a woman in her mid-30s, with practical short hair and eyes that missed nothing. 6 months on this hostile world had taught her to always stay alert. Movement in Section 4, the station's computer announced. Anna turned to her monitor, where a pack of shadow claws prowled near the perimeter fence. These creatures looked like a mix between Earth's wolves and large cats, but with 6 legs and armored scales. Their dark shapes moved with deadly grace through the purple-tinted morning fog. Running analysis, Anna spoke clearly, her voice steady despite the impressive display of predatory power outside. Mark pack behaviors and compare to last week's patterns. The alien security chief, Blue, walked into the observation room. His tall, slender form and silvery skin made him look almost ghostly in the morning light. Dr. Reed, you're here early again, he said, his translator making his words sound slightly mechanical. These morning hours are the best time to study hunting patterns, Anna replied, not taking her eyes off the screen. The shadow claws are more active just after dawn. Blue moved closer to the window, his 4 eyes blinking in sequence. I don't understand your fascination with these beasts. They are simply animals, nothing more. Anna smiled slightly. This was an old argument between them. Those simple animals have complex social structures and hunting strategies that could teach us a lot. Did you know they've learned to avoid our sensor grid? They're adapting to our presence. The security chief made a dismissive gesture with one of his upper arms. All the more reason to strengthen our defenses, not study them. Their conversation was interrupted by a soft chime. Dr. Reed, your presence is requested in Lab 3, the computer announced. Daily specimen analysis is ready. On my way, Anna responded, gathering her tablet and research notes. As she walked through the station's curved corridors, she passed several other crew members, both human and alien. Research Station 7 housed 28 scientists and support staff from 6 different species, all working together to study GX249's unique ecosystem. Lab 3 was Anna's favorite place in the station. The walls were lined with displays showing live feeds from various camera traps throughout their research zone. In the center stood a large holographic table currently displaying a 3-dimensional image of a shadow claw's skeletal structure. Good morning, Dr. Reed, called out Tom, her lab assistant. The young man was hunched over a microscope, examining tissue samples. You'll want to see this. The cellular structure of the new samples shows something interesting. Anna joined him at the workstation, peering through the microscope. The shadow claw tissue samples revealed dense muscle fibers unlike anything she'd seen before. Their strength must be incredible, she muttered, making notes on her tablet. A sudden movement on one of the wall displays caught her attention. A pack of shadow claws had taken down a large herbivore near the eastern perimeter. Anna quickly adjusted the cameras to get a better view of their hunting technique. Look at that coordination, she said, pointing to the screen. See how they're not just attacking randomly. There's a pattern to their movements. Tom moved closer to watch. It's almost like they're following a plan. Exactly. Anna's eyes sparkled with excitement. They're not just strong. They're smart. Each one knows its role in the hunt. That's why they're the apex predators here. She paused, watching as the pack efficiently took down their prey. Or at least we think they're the apex predators. What do you mean? Tom asked, looking confused. Anna gestured to her research notes. Look at these territory markings. Something has been pushing the shadow claw packs closer to the station over the past week. These are proud, territorial creatures. They wouldn't give up their hunting grounds unless something was forcing them to. Something bigger than shadow claws. Tom's voice held a note of worry. Maybe. Anna turned back to the wall of displays, scanning the tree line beyond the station's perimeter. Or maybe something smarter. The purple morning light cast long shadows across the alien landscape, and somewhere in those shadows, something watched and waited.